Oh, brother. Some JWs are at it again on Snarky Apologits webpage. This guy Abner M. And he's tooting the JW horn of unity. You know, we're following Christ's, command to be united. JWs are united. And Prito's saying, congratulations, anybody can have unity at the, if you stick a gun to their heads and say everybody, walk in lockstep, and then he's like, that's not true unity, it's playing unity. I pointed out, I said, Prito is a good friend of mine, a dear brother in Christ. We talk in fellowship all the time. He's Pentecostal, I'm Lutheran. There are things we don't agree on, but my word, we're united in Jesus. And if you're so concerned about perfect unity with the original church, go join the Roman Catholic Church. You're part of some organization that broke away from the Bible students, which basically split from the Millerites and the Adventists. You, as well, are part of a breakaway sect. That's the thing that I always found so disingenuous with this JW argument about unity. It's like any idiot congregation can say, okay, we're the real church. You're not part of us, you're not part of the real church, and as such, you have to be united with us. You join us, and if you disagree with anything we have to say, well, you're out of here. See you later, and you can't talk to your family ever again. Really? Let me just show you. Here's the Bible student movement, okay? Now, check this out. Here's how it all starts. It starts out as the International Bible Students. First schism in 1909 leads to the Free Bible Students. Keeps going, though. 1916, Layman Holmes Missionary Movement. 1919, Associated Bible Students. But it keeps rolling along. Here's the third schism. 1928. This is the big one. This is when Drunkelford came in. And, hijacked the organization to kind of turn it from a quirky sect into this goofy cult that it is today. So if you're so worried about unity, JWs, why aren't you part of, the Free Bible Students? Why don't you try to get all the Bible students back together, first and foremost? Because you're a breakaway sect from them. And then while you're at it, why don't you, go talk to the Adventists and the other Millerite sects? Why aren't you doing that? You don't agree with some of the doctrines of some of these organizations. Oh, I see. So you can't be a part of an organization whose doctrines you don't entirely agree with. Oh, okay. Well, while we're at it, why aren't you trying to be united with the Roman Catholic Church or Eastern Orthodoxy? Because those are some of the oldest bodies. Those have been around pretty much since the beginning. If you want true unity with the original church, there it is. Oh, you don't agree with some of the stuff they teach? Oh, so you can't be part of that. And I'm sure God understands why you don't want to be united with an organization that you don't agree with all their doctrines. So, anyway, I want to bring up also something. This is in Eusebius's Church History, book 5, chapter 24, and he's talking about there was a blow up in around 200. There were different churches in the East celebrated Easter on the 14th. Of Nisan, which was the day Jesus, rose from the dead, and churches in the West celebrated it on the Sunday after. The churches in the East, these people were called the Court Decimani, and they in 200 or so, Pope Victor of Rome kind of banged his fist on the table and said, "Come on, let's all get it together here, people. Let's all celebrate it the same day." And the churches of the East said, "Look, man, we learned to pray, St. John's, Polycarp, they taught us to do it here on the 14th, not the Sunday after. We have an apostolic tradition that was always our custom. You're not an apostle, and yet you're telling us to celebrate it on a day that an apostle didn't celebrate it. Sorry, no dice. And he got into Mr. Hard Guy Hothead mode and said, well, too bad, I'm going to excommunicate you. He was going to split unity with them over this. And so Irenaeus, God bless his soul, was the peacemaker. And he reminds him, this is old Irenaeus writing in 200, remembering as a young man traveling with Polycarp to Rome. And at that time, Polycarp was celebrating it on the 14th, not the Sunday after. And they went to Rome, and he's talking about they met the presbyters there. There was there was Anicetus and Pius and Hyginus and Telesiphorus and Xystus. They neither observed it themselves, that is to say on the 14th, nor did they permit those after them to do so. And yet, though not observing it, they were nonetheless at peace with those who came from parishes in which it was observed. Although this observance was more opposed to those who did not observe it. And then he says, and then when the blessed Polycarp was at Rome in the time of Anicetus, they disagreed a little about certain things. They immediately made peace with one another, caring not to quarrel over this matter. For neither could Anicetus persuade Polycarp to observe what he had always observed with John, the disciple of the Lord, and the other apostles with whom he had associated. Neither could Polycarp persuade Anicetus to observe it, as he said that he ought to follow the customs of the presbyters that had preceded him. But though matters were in this shape, they communed together, and Anicetus conceded the administration of the Eucharist in the church to Polycarp, manifestly as a mark of respect, and they parted from each other in peace, both of those who observed and those who did not, maintaining the peace of the whole church. And Eusebius says, thus Irenaeus, who was truly well named, Irene means peace in Greek, so Irenaeus became a peacemaker in this matter, exhorting and negotiating in this way on behalf of the peace of the churches, and he conferred by letter about this mooted question not only with Victor, but also with most of the other rulers of the churches. So Jehovah's Witnesses, who do you think handled that better? Do you think Victor, who banged his fist on the table and said, we need to be united, you all listen to me, and if we're not united over this smaller piece, well, get out, we don't want you? Or do you think Polycarp and Anicetus handled it better, who said, I guess I can't make you see it my way, I guess you can't make me see it your way, but hey, we're brothers in Christ, and this isn't worth coming to blows over, so to speak? You're going to say it's Victor. And that's really just shows the sick mindset of your organization, being that you're saying it's Victor.